take two. So good morning, or whenever it is that you're actually seeing this video. Hopefully you're using the Hive and that you're taking advantage of the classes that can be done at really any time. So today we're going to go into twists, a couple of twists, or the whole program is about twists. So as I come into these very hot summer days, my body is just yearning to wring out. So that's where we're really headed. And to really feel the summer in our bodies, to really feel the explosion of life that we're in the middle of right now. And as you know, during these pandemic times, I've been doing poems. So I'm going to give you yesterday's poems when the trees were actually talking to me in the morning, which I so love. I love sitting with the trees. So find a seat that supports you. Let's find our alignment, the summer alignment. So sit bones onto the floor, index finger and thumb together in Chi Mudra. And you want to find a seat that supports lifting through your torso. So if you're finding yourself sitting back into your seat, come into a pillow and allow your torso to come forward slightly. You're going to find that eases your nervous system. And even if it means that you have to bring your legs out straight to begin to get a little bit more vertical, then do that. You'll find that whatever it takes, doesn't matter what it is, whatever it takes for the body to find that place of relaxation, and then close your eyes and move into a deep inner landscape, bringing the breath right down into the belly. Allow the energy to ground, to feel your whole system and your body begin to move at the pace of this deeper breath. So 4 long counts of an inhale in and 4 long counts of the exhale out. And don't lose this opportunity to let the mind begin to settle, to find your way into the beating of your heart, and begin to feel that center line inside of you. And I see it as a specific color to help me stay in connection to that center line. Because when you're doing twists, you're rotating around the center line of your whole being. So that's from the 7th chakra all the way down through your torso to your perineum, down between your legs. We're going to hug into that center line. We start here with the breath. Let the breath move on that center line. And let the reality of summer come into this practice, because this is when we can really open and expand in a way that is in alignment with the earth. Harder to do on a winter solstice, but here in the summer, let's take advantage of it. Breathing in, bringing in that summer air. And then as we feel like we've been able to go down deeply into the belly with the breath, let the spine elongate a little bit more. You'll find that once you are settled in your grounding, that you can actually lift a little bit more. And then as you lift, bring the breath into the belly. Now in that open space, let the breath go up to the lungs, and then from there all the way up to the base of the neck. And I just love to bring it to the fullness of the breath using the 3 parts of your lungs, the lower, middle, and upper lobes of your lungs. Hold at the very top of the inhale and just enjoy a space, a pause. And then exhale out from the throat, down into the lungs, and then again into the belly. Connect to the quality of your breath this morning and every morning. temperature check, a little breath check. Am I breathing well today? Am I able to really feel the fullness of summer? And if not, go outside and begin to feel inspired by what is around you. And let the trees open you and help you breathe on that larger scale. And then with your next exhale, allow your chin to come down to the chest as you breathe into the opening of the neck and the upper part of the back. And again, it's about your experience. Don't miss a deep breath. Stay right with the deep breath. And if any part of your upper back or neck is feeling a little tense, just let the breath move into that space. And then release your hands from your thighs, bringing them to the floor. And on the inhale, lift the arms and lift the gaze in the seated sun breath. And turn the palms and exhale with your fingertips down and chin to your chest. Notice if you're rushing. Inhale all the way up. Turn the palms and exhale. Let it be the full, long inhale. Resist rushing. And then palms reach all the way up. Inhale, palms come together in prayer. Turn your palms and exhale. Once again, chin to the chest last time. And palms roll all the way up. Hands go to pray over your head, then down to the heart as you close your eyes for a moment and just breathe into your own inner landscape. And just feel the way you are connected in spirit to all that is around you. We are not separate from the earth, and the earth is not separate from us. Once we feel that deeper connection, it's almost like you want to come back there time and time again, over and over again, maybe many times during the day, and especially in the summer when the earth is so available. And just breathe into that connection. And then staying in a seated position, open up your eyes and lift your head. Let your hands come onto the thighs. Feel your sits bones a little more deeply onto the floor and lift all the way up through the spine. So you want to feel like the base of your spine, your belly is engaged to the lower back, and you're able to breathe your way up through the spine and keeping that long feeling. Right hand goes to the left knee. And we're going to just do a gentle twist here. Right hand, left knee, just take a gentle twist, just breathing into the stretch. Notice where the stretch is taking you. Notice if you're feeling it in a certain part of your back, certain part of your front, whatever. Where are you feeling the twist? Stay with a nice deep breath. Inhale back to center and then bring your left hand onto the right knee, keeping the long spine. So this is moving inward, and just let your breath do the turn. We're going to do that one more time. Release, come all the way back to center with a nice full breath, nice long spine. Right hand to left knee. See if you can take it just a little further. And then release, come all the way back to center and left hand onto the right knee. And just feel the twist. Where are you twisting this morning? Where is the stretch coming from? Let's begin to work on whatever that place is for you today. Release, come all the way back to center and let your hands walk forwards. You're just going to do a bow, a gentle bow. It doesn't have to go far, but I want you to keep your sits bones onto the floor, and then when you're at your edge, let your head go down towards the floor. And we're not like just bowing to the earth, we're just stretching and breathing into your lower back. Allow that to happen for you. Low back breath, way down, hips down, stretching, breathing, then release and come all the way back to the seated pose. And then turn your legs over and find yourself into Tadasana, the mountain pose. Feet parallel to one another. So you notice whenever you get up, this is my normal MO. Not so good for alignment or my lower back, so I manually bring my feet together to be under my hips. And it's hip width apart. Good. So arms are going to reach all the way up. We're going to exhale and fold. Now shins go slightly forward, thighs back, but you're stretching. Your feet stretching forward. Head down towards the floor. Arms swing all the way up, back to a standing Tadasana, the mountain pose. Exhale and fold. Shins forward, thighs back, head down towards the floor. Arms swing out to the side as we inhale all the way back up. Exhale and fold. Just notice what your tendency is. Are you leaning back on your knee, behind your knees? Your thighs pressing too far back so that there isn't a balance between your head and your thighs. Balance that. Head down towards the floor. Then bring your right leg back into a runner stretch. Hands onto the floor, fingertips only. Gaze up, hard up. Don't let your head go down towards the earth. Lift it up. And then take your energy of your right heel back to the wall behind you. Begin to breathe into the lower part of your back. Nice deep breath. And bring the right foot up to meet the left. Head down towards the floor. Arms swing out to the side as we inhale all the way back up. Exhale and fold again. Shins forward, thighs back. Left foot back into the runner stretch. Hands on either side of your foot. Don't let your hands go forward or back, right by your foot. So you can get your head up. Let your heart lift. Left heel back behind you. Breathe in a nice deep breath. Then bring your left foot up to meet the right. Head down towards the floor. Arms swing all the way up as we inhale. Back to a standing Tadasana. Clasp your hands, palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale over to the left. And inhale all the way up. And then exhale over to the right. And inhale all the way up. Bring your attention to your feet. So as you're going off to the left, let your right foot be very heavy and feel the stretch through the right side body. Get that, the opposite actions creating the movement. Inhale up, exhale over to the right. Now the left foot is heavy. Open the left side body. Breathe into summer breath, a deep summer breath into the left. Now if you do a summer breath here, we have it for the winter, but you gotta feel it now. And then release, come all the way back down. Shake your hands, head of the arm bone up toward the ear and back. And then reverse the direction. Good, one more time, head of the arm bone up and back. Reverse the direction. Notice if you're a little creaky in your shoulders this morning, and then shake it out. Okay, let the right foot go back behind you. Stay upright. Find the place. This is a balance. Find the place where you can press your right heel back, bend your left thigh, and lift up through the spine. Three big things. From the hips down to your right heel. That may help you to settle into your left thigh, bending a little bit more. Move the head of the arm bone up toward the ear and back. Add the arms. Good, here's where it gets complicated. Press the right heel back and balance your torso coming forward. Breathing in. So you want to almost be parallel to the floor, pressing the right heel back. Inhale and come all the way back up. Takes a lot of grounding. Let your hands move to either side of your feet. Right hand onto the floor, left hand onto your hip. We're going to twist. So again, not too deep. You're going to press the right heel back and extend through the spine. Almost what we just did when my arms were up. Breathing in. Release, come all the way back to center. Right foot comes up to meet the left. Head down towards the floor. This time, take the left foot back. Come all the way up to a standing pose. And then press the left heel back. So keep your hands on your hips for a moment. I want you to feel your grounding. This is where a lot of the work is. So, press the left heel back, bend a little bit more. Now I want you to feel your back foot so powerful that now as you lift your arms up and you come forward, you're doing it with control. Doing it with awareness. Left heel presses back from the waist all the way front to your head, your hands. You're extending in the opposite direction. Now, bring your hands to your hips. Left hand goes onto the floor. Rotate your torso. None of the legs changed. Top of the left thigh still reaches. Don't bother with your arm. Get the twist. Right hand onto your hip, but move the right head of the arm bone up toward the ear and back. Feel the connection between the power of the left foot and rotating at the top of your head. Breathing in, this is summer work. Nice deep breath. Release, come all the way back to center. Left foot is coming up to the right. Head down towards the floor. Arms reach all the way up. Hands go to prayer over your head and down to the heart. Good. Coming all the way onto the floor. Table pose. Right leg coming forward, left leg back. Here we go. Curl the left toes under. Almost the same, except this is also, for me, a balance pose. Hugging into the midline. Exhale forward, low Anjaneyasana. And inhale up. Exhale forward. And inhale up. Do it with the breath. Exhale forward. You're going to listen to the top of your thigh. Are you overstretching the ligaments of your hip? Go to a place where you're really stretching your quad and not so much the ligament. You'll know because it almost feels painful if you're overstretching. At the same time, press your heel back. That helps the stretch as well. I want you to come to the fullness of your stretch. Hand onto your thighs. Lift up. So bring the rib cage in, head of the arm bone up and back. Lift. Breathe. You might be able to get your gaze to go up as well. Press your left heel back to find your balance. Release. Come all the way back to center. Left hand onto the floor. Right hand onto your knee. Now you can have a block here. And I have one nearby. You can put a block onto the floor. Get a little bit higher. Good. Nice deep breath. You're rotating. Take a nice deep breath. So the left hand has the block. You're rotating. So we're not adding the arms. Just want you to stay high. I want you to feel the connection between your heel going back, holding the midline and rotating around that midline. Good. Release and come all the way back. So from here, let the block go off to the side, come into the table pose. Fingerprints down, back of the palm knuckles down. Curl the toes. Press back, hips to heel. With a nice deep breath. Now many of you have the rounded back. So I want you to begin to break that habit. Press your hip back a little bit more. Press your fingers away from you. See if you can get that long, deep spine. Again, it takes grounding of the feet. So from here, press through the tops of the thighs to lift the knees and then come into downward facing dog with a nice deep breath. Breathing in, thighs go back. Less pressure on your shoulders when you open your heart, when you're stretching the spine and able to release some of the tension off of your shoulders. Release, come all the way back to the table pose. This time it's the left foot coming forward and right foot back. Good, take your block, so we'll need it later. And exhale forward, low Anjaneyasana, then inhale up. Listening, exhale forward. Quad, this is a quad stretch, but I want you to also press with your foot. Heel back, exhale forward. So torso is very heavy. Torso is a lot of weight, so you're balancing a lot of weight. And inhale up, exhale forward. And inhale up. I want you to think about that center line going all the way through, top of the head to the inside of your right foot. Exhale forward now. Bring your right hand onto the block, left hand onto the knee. You're going to rotate the torso. So here, instead of concentrating on the shoulders or whatever, I want you to concentrate your right heel going back to create the twist. Breathing in. Now as you begin to soften, your left shoulder will relax into the space. Just notice that. Breathing in. Less effort sometimes creates more opening. Yoga is not about killing yourself. It's about listening. And then release and come all the way back. Come back into the table pose. Fingerprints down, back of the palm knuckles, curl the toes, hips to heel. And breathe into the lower part of your back. Press into the toes, lift all the way up to downward dog. Lift your right leg up with a nice deep breath. Don't let your shoulders move forward. Then bring your right leg down, left leg up. Nice deep breath. Feel the summer stretch. And then release. Walk your hands in, walk your feet in. Come all the way back up. Okay, and if you have a block, take the block, bring it to the top of your thighs. So we're going to find Tadasana by again hugging into that midline. And if you don't have a block, I want you to really concentrate on how your feet are connected to the earth. So we're going to move into Utkatasana twist, or the horseman's twist. Just breathe in for a moment. Let your hands rest by your side. So hugging into the midline, I want you to feel that line from the top of the head all the way down, in between your block, going all the way to the floor. Now bend your knees slightly, just enough to bring a little more pressure into your feet. It's not a big bend, it's just a kind of a soft bend, so that is the difference between hyperextending your knee, which is just straight back out, and all the energy puddles to the back of your knee. Just a little softness. Again, it's softness. Press down into your feet. Keep that feeling as you take the hips back and begin to come forward. Now, where is the balance? Here is your hips and your head. We're still in that center line. Let the left arm reach all the way up. And we're going to do this with the forearms, even if you can go a little deeper in. I want you to feel this pose a little differently. Cross your forearm, your hand over to the right side. Now stack your shoulders, one on top of the other. Keep your knees steady. Keep your feet connected to the earth. Now, as your feet are connected to the earth, take the top of the thighs back a little more. Hand to knee, knee to hand, rotate. And breathe. I want you to feel from your little coccyx bone to the top of your head. You're lengthening, lengthening, lengthening through your spine. Belly in. If you connected to your belly, you can rotate a little bit more. Nice deep breath. And then release. Come all the way back up. Nice breath. Hands go by your side again. Breathe. Just that deep, deep breath. Not only we're breathing in the summer, we're just breathing in the goodness and the abundance of the earth. Just take it in. We deserve it. We're here on the planet to enjoy it. Breathing in. As we find our own center, let us ground some energy for healing and peace on this earth. Be a part of the solution. Finding that inner deep landscape. Good, then opening up the eyes and doing the other side. We're going to take the top of the thighs back. Now again, remember when we did the first pose that we did where the heel was going back? It's the same feeling, except now it's the hips holding that space, but you want your spine to be nice and long. Right arm reaches up, right arm crosses. No two sides are the same, so just notice that in your body. Left, head of the arm bone, up toward the ear and back. I get to a certain place, and if I am connected to my core, I can go deeper, but I've got to stay connected to my feet, grounding, core, in, rotate. I don't know if you can see that on Zoom. Forget about your arm. I want you to go into your core. Nice deep breath. So many times we have distractions. When you get the basics through the bigger parts of your body, other parts of your body just open up. Good. Release. Come all the way back to center. Hands onto the floor. With a nice deep breath. Plant your fingerprints down. Back of the palm, knuckles down. Hop back to plank. Hop back to plank. Hips are up. You're squeezing that midline. Nice deep breath. Now if you notice, the more you squeeze that midline, bring the belly up towards the spine, the easier it is to just hold this pose without it being a trauma through your body. Breathe in. Then take your hips back, come into downward facing dog, and breathe. Nice deep breath. And walk your feet in, walk your hands in, or bend the knees and hop forward into Uttanasana. Head down towards the floor. Arms swing out to the side. We inhale all the way up. Hands back over your head and down to the heart. Okay. So coming to the top of your mat, I'm going to go sideways so that you can see me. Bring the right foot back into the runner stretch. Oops, wrong side. Right foot back, runner stretch. Here we go. Again, this should feel simple now that we're beginning to do some of these other things. Right heel back. Top of the right thigh stays up. It doesn't collapse down. Stays up. Come up all the way. Good. High Anjaneyasana. Right arm reaches up. Right arm crosses. Okay, stop here for a moment and breathe. Get your awareness through your mind. Focus on your right heel going back. Press, press, press the right heel going back. Rotate the torso. Hand to knee, knee back to hand. Rotate around that midline. Good. Nice deep breath. Hold it. Breathe in. Keep your mind clear. Breathe in summer air. Good. Release. Come all the way back to center. Right foot comes up to meet the left. Head down towards the floor. Right where you are. Switch legs. Left leg comes back. Come all the way up. High Anjaneyasana. Left heel presses back. Nice deep breath. Find yourself calm with a stillness of your heart, with a stillness of your mind here. Ground the energy, left arm reaches up. Now we're going to disturb that peace, but find the peace again. Left hand crosses over. Take the left heel back a little bit more. Find your balance and your peace again right here. Take it a little further. Left heel presses back. Rotate the torso. Breathing in. Belly in. You're rotating around that midline. Good, then release. Come all the way back to center. Left foot comes up to meet the right. Head down towards the floor. Arms swing all the way up. Hands go to prayer over your head. And then down to the heart. Okay. Nice deep breath. All right, so we're going to come into a standing four using the same kind of a movement that we did with Utkatasana, with the right heel crossing over. Right knee pressing away. This is where we take the thighs back. Arms stretch up. So it's a balance pose, but you're holding on to that midline. Hips down towards the earth. Arms reaching, that same hugging into the midline. And release. Come all the way back. And if you weren't breathing through that, let's take a nice deep breath. Let's breathe through the second side. Remember, this is about moving prana through your body, moving energy. Breathe in. Let's find Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms out to the side. Close your eyes. Just connect into your heart beating. Connect into your center line. The more we come into the center, the more the center just becomes home. It's like going into your own space that was created for you when you were born, just waiting for you to return back. Here we are, ready to actually make it part of our life, which is why we do yoga. And then open up your eyes. So come on to your right leg with your left leg lifting up this time. Leg to ankle to leg, leg to ankle. Take the thighs back. Arms go forward. Find your midline. Nice deep breath. Good, then release and come all the way back up and shake. So now let's have the block nearby. Come onto the table pose. We're going to bring the right knee forward as we come into pigeon. Right knee forward to the right wrist, left heel back. Again, here we go. Same principle, different pose, but the same principle. Right heel goes back. When the right heel goes back and grounds me, I engage my belly, lift up through the spine. How far can you go today? So if my left heel is pressing back, let's bring the knee up just to kind of accentuate that. You don't want it dumping into your back. You want your energy to go out your heel, pressing away. So now we're creating more of a stretch through here, lifting up through the spine. Can you feel the difference between that and dumping into your back? So it's good to understand and feel the difference. And bring your knee back, but keep the length going through your spine. Move the head of the arm bone up toward the ear and back with a nice deep breath. Now, in the same way that we did with the high Anjaneyasana, as we come forward, let the left heel go back. Bring your forearms forward. Keep the connection. You're still hugging into the midline. Bring your right hip back, left hip forward, but not dumping. You don't want to dump into your left hip. You want to keep it active. Breathing in a nice deep breath. Just allow yourself to feel the stretch from the hips to your heel and from your hips to the top of your head. Now lift up all the way back to upright, left hand onto the floor, right hand onto your hip, and you're rotating. You want a little bit more of a challenge? You can go a little bit higher. But move the left head of the arm bone up toward the ear and back. This is only if you want to. You can stay here onto the floor, or if this is too much for you, come onto forearms. But I still want you to feel left heel going back, and from the head, hips to head, energy out. Breathing a nice deep breath. Then release that, come all the way back to center. Come into the table pose. This time let's go into dolphin, clasping your hands in front of you. Okay. Forearms onto the floor. Curl your toes, same thing. Press your hips back. Then lift your heart. Come into a nice dolphin. Breathing in, get the belly to come up towards the spine. Now for those that are brave of heart, you're going to bring your head down and begin to walk forward. Almost like you're going to come into a headstand. Just saying, for some of you. And Lord, help us if you want to go to a full headstand, you're going to lift or come into a pike. Hips back, heels active, same thing. Good. Release, come all the way back. Woohoo! All righty. So now we're going to go to the other side. How'd you do? Maybe next time we'll go to a full headstand. Who knows? All righty. Says 50 plus, doesn't mean we're dead. All righty, here we go. What are we doing? Left foot is coming forward, right foot back. Notice I haven't changed my position because I did the other side backwards. Nice deep breath. Right heel presses back. Lift up through the spine. So you want to get this connection of grounding. Ground one part of your body, twist the other. Good. You want all the parts of your body to come in. So you're pressing back, and again, torso is coming forward. Right hand into the center, left hand, and you're going to rotate. Again, press the right heel back. Good. So as much energy is going there as it is into the twist. Good. Release, come all the way back. Keeping your length through your spine. Come all the way back onto the floor. Breathing in. As this might seem like a resting pose, it really isn't. Take the right heel back. Engage your belly so it's not just flopping on your thigh or flopping towards the floor. It's engaged, and when you engage it, let your spine elongate. So now we're stretching everything. So what I love about Anusara, it's about everything coming to the party. Nobody is missing. Nice deep breath. Breathing in. And then press your hands onto the floor. Come all the way back up. Good. Nice deep breath. Good. So from here, I didn't do the block on that side. Fingerprints down, back of the palm knuckles, curl the toes, lift all the way up to a downward dog. And again, find the right dog for you. That means the right distance between your hands and your toes and your heels so that you can let your heart go down towards the earth. But it's not dripping down towards the earth. You're bringing your rib cage up, top of the head of the arm bone up, and pressing the top of the thighs back. You could do a whole class on just downward dog with a nice deep breath. Then release, walk your feet in, walk your hands in. We're back into Uttanasana, and then come all the way onto the floor, and you're gonna think, oh yay, good. Except I never found the floor work to be very easy. I found that I can access more in standing poses. So that may be your experience as well. We're gonna inner spiral, give ourselves an opportunity to open our low back, and again, lift up through the spine. So if you find yourself rounding here, you want to put a seat under your hips so that you're rocking your hips forward. The goal is to get your torso above your hips. That means open hamstrings, open lower back, long spine, and breathe. So to begin with, let's just walk our hands down the legs and see how long you can keep the back straight before rounding like this. Upright, belly engaged, everything is engaged. Belly engaged, low back, walk your hands. And breathe. So again, more is done by just attention and breath. In yoga, overstraining does not get you where you want to go. Nice deep breath. It's that balance between effort and grace, and that is something you have to decide in your practice. How much is effort, how much is grace? Is one overpowering your practice more than the other? Try to find a balance. That's a more advanced yogini. Good, then release and come all the way back up. So stay right where you are. I'm just twisting. Gonna bring your left knee out to the side, left foot up. Again, I need to inner spiral because when I do that, I can feel that my lower back is beginning to close down, and I don't want that. I want to stay upright. So if you have a tie, I'm going to take the tie around your right foot. Both hands on either side of the tie, and again, we're lifting all the way up through the spine. And you're coming forward. Now, what I don't want to see is this. We have too much of this in our everyday life. This. Relax. We're not trying to go anywhere. We're trying to engage. Engage your belly. Bring the rib cage in. Lengthen up through the spine. And with all of that, come forward, letting your arms help you find the place, but not overpowering grace. Let grace come into your breath. Just allow yourself to feel the pose moving through your body. Exhale forward and inhale up, and exhale forward and inhale up. Good. Take your left hand, cross it over onto your right knee. Leg stays steady. It doesn't start moving around. It's going to hold the midline. You're going to touch into that midline. Lift all the way up through the spine and rotate the torso. Head being the last. I want to feel my rib cage work. I want to feel my waistline. I want to feel my shoulders work. Then my head can go, because my head is going to say, oh, I've gone far, but I didn't connect to these other places, because after all, the head wants to be king or queen in my place, in my situation. And I don't mind it being queen, but it's got to be in alignment with everything else. Breathing in. Good. Then release and come all the way back. Now this twist, you're going to take your right hand, cross it underneath so that your right hand is going to your left knee, and lift up through the spine. You're going to lift your left elbow up. Look underneath your left elbow. And breathe. A nice deep breath. Just come to wherever this feels for you. You want to breathe into the space. Good. Then release. Come all the way back to center. Rotate your torso so that your hips and your shoulders are in the same alignment now. And then walk forward. And you may find, because we did that big twist, that you can come down a little bit more with a nice flat back and engaged belly. Just breathe in. And then inhale and come all the way back up. Come back to Dandasana, inner spiral. Get your lower back to open again, and you're walking. Walk, walk, walk. Hands down your leg, breathing in. We don't have to go anywhere. We just need to feel the stretch. We need to feel our hips solid onto the floor. We need to feel that stretch from the hips to the top of the head, hugging the midline in, coming forward, solid base. And wherever that is for you, could be up here, could be down here, lengthen, lengthen. Doesn't matter, just breathe into that spot. Good, then inhale and come all the way back up. This time, right leg goes out, right leg in. Breathing in. Take your tie, inner spiral again, especially on the left side. Open up the left side body, take your tie. You're holding on to the sides of the tie. And again, you're going to watch if you're over efforting. It's not going to work here. Doesn't work in yoga. So feel your breath, which is inviting the universal energy, grace in, and then exhale forward, using the tie in your arms as just a guide. And then inhale up. Let your breath and the softness of allowing your body to open to be your focus. Exhale forward. It's a different way. We're not fighting this practice. We're aligning into it. Exhale forward. And inhale up. Good, one more time. Exhale forward. And inhale up. Good, you resisted grounding your back. Excellent. Good. So here we are. You're going to take your left arm up, cross your left hand. I'll give you another view. Onto your right knee. Now lift up through the spine. This could be your twist right here. If you can go further, you're going to take the head of the arm bone up toward the ear and back. You're going to engage your belly. I can't do nothing without engaging my belly. It's also sending energy to my hips going down. And then I am rotating. Where are my feet? Here I am. Breathing in. Now once I'm here and I'm breathing, I see, oh, I have a little bit more I can do. You're just breathing to see where you are. Let the pose evolve how it can. Again, finding your breath, finding your edge. Then inhale and come all the way back up. It's a deep twist, people. It is a summer twist. This is hard for me to access in the winter this deeply. So I try to go as deep as I can in the summer so I have it for the winter. Rotate the torso, come forward. Does that make sense? It's always a seasonal practice. Breathing in. And again, what you're looking for is now a balance between the breath moving into both parts of your lower back, elongating up through the spine, and letting the breath move. Always feeling that sense of grounding. And then inhale and come all the way back up. Just one more twist before we move into Shavasana. Inner spiral again. Here we are in Dandasana, the staff pose. Not an easy pose, because the problem is, or the goal is lifting, feeling supported, and allowing your whole torso to expand at the same time. That takes grounding. It takes the ability to be able to lengthen, feel the breath moving, and now cross your left over your right. Now that you have that feeling, hold that feeling. Now, see how we're hugging still into the midline. Can you bring the midline back? Here I am above that red-brown line. I'm bringing that line all the way down. I'm visualizing that line through my body. Right arm reaches up, crosses over. Now you're going to hold your left knee as a boundary in place and inhale all the way back up again and then rotate. Again, letting your head be the last thing to move, because the head is going to convince you you've gone a lot farther than you have. But I want you to feel it in the deepest part of your body, your waistline, your rib cage, your lungs. Breathe into your lungs deeply here. In this was breathe into your stomach. Breathe into your intestines. Nice deep breath. Breathe into your heart. Feel how that center line just brings you right into a space of alignment. Can hold on to that. Release, come all the way back to center. Both legs straight out. Inner spiral again. Take your whole torso forward in Paschimottanasana. Head down towards the earth, forward fold. Breathing in, and again, finding your place. Moving maybe back and forth between a rounded back and a flat back. Both have advantages. Rounded back is usually where most people start and are. That's why we encourage the flat back, but you should know both in your body. So round and then flat back. One more time. We need to see it sideways. Round and flat back. Good. Inhale all the way back up. Good. So this time it's the right leg crossing over. And you're going to find grounding through the hips. Inhale the spine nice and long. Engage the belly. Visualize that line coming all the way down, because it does. Good. Left hand crosses over, so we're forearm to knee to forearm. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate. So you're almost across from one shoulder. Head of the arm bone is on the opposite side, almost like how we stack our hips. We're stacking our shoulders. Breathing in. When you feel like you have engaged your waistline, rib cage, connect to your stomach, your intestines, your heart, then bring your head. Let it be complete. Let the head sink into the feeling of your body's alignment. Breathing in, nice deep breath. One more breath. Then release, come all the way back to center. Both legs straight out. Inner spiral. Come forward. Again, rounding the back and then giving yourself the flat back. Round the back, I bring my belly up towards the spine and kind of relax and let my upper part of the back breathe. But then as I come forward, I have to engage my back, connecting it a little more deeply to the lower part of my back and then bringing all of that forward flat. Again, both have their advantages. Good. Inhale and come all the way back up. So I have a few minutes Shavasana here as you come all the way onto your back. We've opened up a lot of parts of our body for the summer practice. So as you're laying onto the ground, I really want you to take in the energy of the earth. And if you haven't been talking to the earth, or you haven't been talking to the earth on this level that we just did or opened in this class, then take it in now. summer breath, summer warmth. Feel the beauty of this universal energy streaming through your body. Just like the air through the leaves of trees. A distant pine chorus calls this morning in the way trees vocalize with loud voices singing summer. I remember hearing these songs in deep forests and high in the mountains, and how the accents of these songs was so clear above tree line. So allow small movements. Come back into your fingers and back into your toes. Let your knees flutter up into your chest and gently rock from side to side. And then roll to one side as you pause for a moment and breathe into your own inner landscape. And then continuing that side roll all the way up to a seated pose. Bring your hands to prayer position at your heart center. And together we'll do one Om. So take a breath in. Om. May we have peace in our heart and peace in our mind, and true and everlasting peace and healing on this planet. Namaste.